Hello everyone, I'm Rinku Dhiman, working as an assistant professor in electrical engineering department at RP IIT Technical and Medical Campus Karnal. So today I'm going to describe about the load flow study. So the load flow study plays a very important role in the power system analysis. In load flow study, we have to determine or define the number of parameters, and on the basis of those defined parameters, we have to calculate undefined parameters. Right. So, if we talk about the introduction of the load flow studies, so load flow studies, or we can say the power flow studies, is the analysis of power system in normal steady state conditions. So we have to design these load flow studies for the steady state conditions only, not for our transient conditions. So we have to take the ideal condition for the studies. Load flow studies basically comprises of the following determination. So already told you that we have to define the few components, and on the basis of that we have to determine undefined components. So we have to determine using this load flow studies voltage, current, active power and reactive powers. So if we consider the need or necessity of this load flow study, why we have to require this load flow study or power flow study. So the first one is that designing a power system. For a perfect designing of power system, depending upon the load requirement, we have to go for the load flow study. Then the second is the planning a power system. To plan a power system, for how much voltage we are designing the our power system, and what is the requirement of load. So these kind of plannings have done basis on the analysis of the load flow. Then expansion of power system. So if we have to design power system a load flow, or we have to plan already a load flow or the power flow study, then we need to expand depending upon our load flow study. So this is also the necessity to take place our load flow study. Then providing guidelines for optimum operation of power system, and then finally providing guidelines for various power system studies. So once we have to design a power system or plan the power system, and we have to make a optimum operation of power system, then finally we have to concluded that further power system studies can be take place basis on the previous analysis of the load study. So this will lead the guidance to design different type of power system studies. So here is the block diagram of our load flow studies given. Like we have to given the data through the different data buses. Say the data buses data will can be like voltage or current, right? Or active power, reactive power, or phase angle. We can say similarly the line data will contain our voltage and current, or we can say that harmonic content and all that. Similarly, generator and load data, the capacity of load depending upon the generating stations, and we will get the output following parameter as output throughout this load flow studies. One is the voltage magnitude, voltage angle, that is our delta, and voltage magnitude, that is our V, and reactive and active power we already consider like P and Q, and current flow, always calculate the magnitude of current and the power losses. So these are the parameters. Basis on these information we are providing, we have to calculate using the load flow studies. Now if we'll talk about the load flow study, how it will take place. So several solution or methods are using to solve the problem of load flow. The first one is the Gauss-Seidel load flow method. The second is the Newton-Raphson load flow method, and the third is the fast decoupled load flow methods. All these methods are based on the iteration methods, right? And so we will discuss in a further lectures all these methods individually. So we can say that load flow methods, these are all our load flow methods, that based on the voltage solutions we have to assume, and different iteration process will take place unless we have to achieve the convergence result for the same. So these are the methods we always use for the load flow studies based on the iteration methods. So we will talk about the importance why we are going for the load flow studies. So the first one is the generation, supplies, demand plus losses. So basically from the generation we have to get the total active and reactive power, and the reactive power is mostly in terms of losses. So by using this load flow study, we can limit our load demand and power losses. And the second is the bus voltage and magnitude remain close to rated voltage, so there will be less chances of fluctuation in the voltage during the operation if we will do the proper load flow study. Then third is the generation operates within the specified real and reactive power limits. Okay, so by using the different calculation method, that is Newton-Raphson method, fast decouple method, Gauss-Seidel methods, a number of iteration will take place over there. So we have to define, or we have to calculate the real and reactive power limits for our optimum operation of generation. And the last, transmission line and transformer are not be overloaded. So once we have to define all the limits for the active and reactive power, voltages and load demands, so we never get the transformer overloaded. So there will be less chances of the wastage of energy during the transmission process. So this is the importance of the load flow studies. Thank you very much. This is all about the introduction of load flow studies. Please stay tuned with us for more videos on the load flow. Please like and subscribe our channel. Thank you.